of, we offer it. We are urban because we're located in downtown Philadelphia, and we are a Research One university. That means we have the highest research output that qualifies us for this Research One status. There's only 37 private universities in the US that have this status, and we are one of them. We are fully private. We have autonomy in terms of our curriculum, so we can tailor and customize our curriculum to the interests of our students. But what makes us really distinct is that we emphasize experiential learning. Our students put what they learn in the classroom, they put it into practice. So I will talk about the oldest cooperative education program in the country. I'll talk about that in a minute. But we are about 22,000 students, about 12, 13,000 undergraduate, and about 8, 9,000 graduate students. And again, we have a fantastic campus in downtown Philadelphia. And I will speak for a moment about what I call the Drexel difference, which is our co-op program in our employability outcomes. So we are a leader in experiential learning. Over 100 years ago, we started working with industry to develop positions for our students. So while our students are studying their degree at Drexel, they have the option to do a 6-month co-op. A co-op means full employment. It's not a position over the summer. It's not 2 months or 3 months. It's not making photocopies. This is an actual full position in a company, in a leading company, typically here in the Philadelphia, New York, Washington, D.C. area. But we have them all over the country. We have them all over the world. On average, a co-op position pays between $20,000 and $21,000 for 6 months. And we have about 8,000 positions every year by discipline, by course. So for machine learning, there will be a number of positions on our website. Students go in and choose what positions they want to apply for. And then the companies will interview them and will hire them. So this is not guaranteed. The students have to go through an interview process, but 98% of our students do get a co-op position. And in terms of employability, 96% of our graduates of a master's program are either employed, full-time employed, or they're in PhD programs within 1 year of graduation. So very high employability outcomes with a very high annual starting salary, approximately $88,000. We are ranked #1 in terms of research and innovation, #1 for innovation impact in our size of universities. We are, as I said, about 22,000 students. We have a number of license agreements, startup companies, patents coming up every year, about $170 million in research expenditures. And we are very committed to our communities, both local and global communities. We do a lot of work with nonprofit organizations, with government agencies, to make sure that our research is translatable into both market and in a way that benefits society and addresses societal problems. We have a fantastic campus in downtown Philadelphia, as I mentioned before, and it's a campus that keeps growing and it keeps getting better. We have a lot of investment, especially pharma companies for biomedical engineering, also for machine learning. Biomedical, pharma, tech companies are actually moving to campus. We're building buildings that have classrooms, that have labs, but that also house companies. So we can collaborate with those companies on site, not only across the city. So the Direct Pathway Master's Program is a program that we designed specifically for Indian institutions, and SSN SACE is our first partner in India. We have done this very successfully over the past 2 years. So the first semester abroad, the fall semester, it will take place at SSN SACE, and our colleagues will talk about that first semester a little bit later. Then students transfer to us. They have the option to do no co-op, so they will finish in 9 months. They can do the co-op with no summer break, 15 months, or they can do co-op with summer break. That would be a total of 18 months. The visa to work on the co-op position is included in the F1 student visa, so there's no additional visa problems, there's no additional fees. And as I mentioned before, the co-op option, not guaranteed, but it's typically paid with about $20,000. We offer academic advising and support from day one, even before students come to the US. We are supporting them from the moment we admit them into this joint program. We offer full support to our students. How does pricing work? Well, private institutions in the US are very good. Drexel is very good, but we're also very expensive. We're aware of it. So for the master's program, we offer something rather unique in the United States, which is the first semester happens in India. The student pays tuition locally to SSN SACE. Then the student transfers to us, and that would be 9 months of coursework. The cost for that is $41,000 approximately. We do offer guaranteed a 15% tuition reduction for those 9 months. So that would be a little bit over $6,000. So the total for the master's degree portion in the US at Drexel University would be $35,000. Then if the student chooses to do a co-op and they get selected by the company, they get paid on average 21,000, sometimes even more. So that will lower the cost of the program significantly, down from 35,000 to approximately $15,000. Then we also offer limited, not guaranteed, part-time opportunities on campus. That is legal. It is perfectly legal for an international student to work on campus. They cannot work off campus, but they can work part-time up to 20 hours a week on campus. So we offer some opportunities. We'll help you try and get one of those positions on campus. Typically, that's about $1,000 a month, and that is with 20 hours of work. This is compared to a full master's tuition fee, which would be $62,000. So you could end up doing your master's degree for between $6,000 and $15,000 if everything goes well. So average living expenses in Philadelphia, approximately $12,000 to $17,000 a year. This is standard in the US. Philadelphia is much less expensive than New York or Boston or Washington or California. So Philadelphia offers a lot for a good price. Our rankings are absolutely off the charts. So especially in biomedical engineering and in engineering and computing. So we can guarantee you one of the best educations that you can get in the US. So I'll stop here and I'll ask my colleagues in machine learning first and then in biomedical engineering to talk a little bit more about their programs and the application process. If students have any questions whatsoever, please communicate with us directly. I will ask Dr. Albal to share all the PowerPoints that we present today. So you have all the information and you have the email addresses so you can contact us if you have any questions. Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate your interest in this program, and we want to welcome you in January of 2026. So please apply. Please ask us any questions you might have. We are waiting for you here, and we're very excited to welcome you in January of 26. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Roelio. And now we'll proceed to hear from Professor from Machine Learning Engineering program.
Yes. So thanks, Rogelio, and thank you, Professor Albal. My name is Kapil Dandekar. I'm the interim dean of the College of Engineering. I'm also a professor of electrical and computer engineering. It's really great to have a chance to tell you about this program. We're really excited about it. We look forward to your application and to seeing you on campus. I'm just going to give a brief introduction to the College of Engineering. I think Rogelio did a great job in providing an overview of Drexel University as a whole. And then I'm going to hand it over to my colleagues in the Electrical and Computer Engineering department to discuss the specifics of the MS and Machine Learning Engineering pathway. We'll talk about, I think Rogelio did a great job of talking about our urban campus in Philadelphia, our history of cooperative education. I would point out, I guess, that co-op really started in the College of Engineering. We've been doing it for over 100 years, so it's something that's really very much ingrained in our ethos. I think a large portion of the research that Rogelio was discussing is occurring in the College of Engineering. I'll describe a number of research projects, some of which are aligned with machine learning, that I think will really enliven your experience once you're at Drexel. So Philadelphia, as Rogelio mentioned, is really a great place to live, work, and study. Rogelio mentioned our location on the East Coast. We're between New York and Washington, D.C. Our cost of living is much lower than you would find in those other major East Coast cities, and really is a nice place to live, work, and study. So now, to make sense of some of the academic plans of study that we'll present later, I just want to explain a bit about our academic calendar. We are on the quarter system. We have 4 10-week quarters where each quarter aligns with one of the seasons. You can see when our classes start for the fall term, but the winter term has a start in January. And one of the things that we can provide when we talk about the application process is not only the link, but the various deadlines that you would need in order to apply to our program. I know that we're really going to be talking about the machine learning engineering program, but I just want to point out very briefly that we are a comprehensive College of Engineering. We have a number of MS and PhD programs across various engineering disciplines. So I know that in this presentation, we're really going to focus in on the direct pathway, path towards our MS and machine learning engineering. But I just wanted to point out that we have MS and PhD programs in a wide variety of disciplines. If this is something that you might be interested in learning more about, there's a link at the bottom of the slide that you can use to learn more about our programs broadly. I do want to emphasize, again, aligned with what Rogelio was saying, that research is really central to the College of Engineering. A lot of the curriculum design aspects that went into the design of the machine learning engineering program grew out of some of the cutting edge research that we were doing. Our College of Engineering strategic plan organizes research into the following areas: into sustainability, health and medical technologies, smart cities, and renewable energy. And when we talk more about machine learning engineering, you'll see that machine learning is actually being used in all of these disciplines, to enable research. And that's actually, I think, a unique aspect of our program, in that it provides not only the theory and core of machine learning engineering, but it also provides the engineering applications in a wide variety of application domains. And I know that Professor Das and Megan will discuss that in greater detail. But if you're interested in learning more about College of Engineering research, there's a really nice Dragon Discoveries research magazine that describes some of the great work that's happening in the College of Engineering. Just to highlight one of the projects that aligns with machine learning engineering, which is actually where Drexel has leadership in this area and is also a course in the program, is in multimedia forensics. We live in a world where people are concerned about fake news, about images or videos that might be manipulated to contain messages that weren't originally present. And we have a multimedia forensics laboratory that essentially uses machine learning techniques to analyze images, to analyze videos, and to tell if they've been manipulated to contain some message that wasn't originally present. So you can see the pictures that I've illustrated here, where you have an original image that was then doctored to give you an image that wasn't actually there. And then by doing this machine learning processing, you can essentially analyze the image and tell that it's been manipulated in certain areas. So this is one way that you can actually not look just at the idea and the code behind machine learning engineering, but you can also think about the application of it, in a particular domain. So just as we have research and coursework aligned with multimedia forensics, there's also an opportunity to use machine learning for biomedical applications, for communication applications, for many different engineering outcomes. Rogelio, I think, did a great job of describing graduate cooperative education, allowing students to get up to 6 months of practical work experience as part of the degree. There's a really nice STEIM, 10-week professional development course offered by our Steinbreck Career Development Center that essentially introduces students to the various resources that are available to help students with not only their co-op job search, but also ultimately their full-time job search. So this is, I think, really a nice way for students to take what they've learned in the classroom and apply it in a practical application area. So with that, I'll just want to again welcome all of you. Thank you for your interest in our program, and I want to hand it over to my colleagues in electrical and computer engineering to discuss the specifics of the MS and machine learning engineering program. So Professor Das and Megan, if you could.
Oh, sure.
Carry
So
on.
let me share the slides. Sorry, I think I have to go go back. There we go. Okay. So my name is Megan Foster. I am the advisor for master's students in the electrical computer engineering department. So if you come here looking to study machine learning engineering, you and I would be working together quite a bit to plan your classes and to make sure you're finding success while you're here at Drexel. Also with us is my supervisor and our associate department head of graduate affairs, Dr. Anup Das. Dr. Das, I don't know if you wanted to introduce yourself at all.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Megan. So I'm Anup Das. I'm an associate professor at Electrical and Computer Engineering Department, and I'm also the associate department head for graduate affairs.
All right, so digging into the machine learning engineering program, the overall degree requirement is 45 credits or 15 courses throughout the program. The direct pathway program does allow for the transfer of 5 classes or about 15 credits. So there's, if you're coming here and you transfer the maximum amount of credits, then that would mean you would be completing 30 credits for your program while at Drexel. As Dr. Dandekar said, we operate on a quarter system. So we have 4 quarters and it's about 3 months per quarter. And the fall quarter starts in September, winter quarter starts in January. And depending on how many transfer credits you bring in, you would do about 10 to 15 courses over the course of about 2 years, and we'll show you how that kind of breaks down. And then if you opt into doing the co-op's not required, but it is a great addition to any program. If you opt to do the co-op, that's an additional 6 months. So the basic requirements for machine learning engineering, there are 4 core courses that you need to take. And beyond that, it goes into a little bit more detail around aligned mathematical theory, applications and signal processing, so applications in machine learning engineering. Sorry, I think someone's not muted. Thank you. And then there's an option to do elective courses. So you can do additional coursework in different areas of machine learning engineering or electrical and computer engineering. Some students will also take elective courses in other departments. So and some students have taken courses in engineering management or entrepreneurship to gain some more business related skills. You have some flexibility with what you can take there. And then the mastery option is 6 credits where students can complete either a master's thesis. So you would work with a faculty member over the course of 2 terms to conduct research within their field of study and support them with their ongoing research, and then present a thesis at the end about the research and about the work that you've done. The other option is to, if you don't want to complete a thesis and have a publicly defended thesis at the end, then you could complete additional coursework related to machine learning engineering. So these are the different study templates. I apologize, I think there's cross lines about the start date. If you're starting in the winter term, we would push this back. So you would be completing courses not at Drexel in the fall term and starting in the winter term, and it would just push things back. I'll try to update these slides before we share them with you, so that more accurately represents what your time would look like here at Drexel. And this, of course, assumes that you transfer the full 15 credits. So this is just representing the 10 credits that you would complete at Drexel. If you opt to take a co-op, there are some co-op options here in these two plans of study. Co-op is always over the fall and winter terms. So you would work with our Career Development Center to complete your co-op courses over the fall and winter, if that's what you opt into. If you decide not to do co-op and you want to speed up your time and just focus on your coursework, obviously it's a little bit of a shorter time to complete your program in machine learning engineering. So as I said before, you and I would be working together a lot to plan out your individualized plan of study. There are some core courses that students have to take, but beyond that, you do have some flexibility in the other courses you can take to fulfill your requirements. So that's where you and I would work together to figure out the best fit and what works best for you. And you should definitely begin your individualized planning process at least 2 months ahead of time. So if you're starting in the winter term in January, you would start reaching out and we can start meeting before you arrive, maybe around October, November, just to get everything started, so you know what classes to register for. And again, some of the key courses for machine learning engineering, the core requirements, these are the 4 core courses at the beginning that all students have to take. So these are the common courses for everything and everyone in machine learning engineering, including courses in probability, pattern recognition, applied MLE, and machine learning and AI. Beyond that, some other key courses, I think multimedia forensics and security. This was the course that Dr. Dandekar mentioned earlier. And there are some other courses in fundamentals of computer vision and different signal processing courses that are really key to understanding all the different components and the ways you can apply machine learning engineering in the real world. So sample plan of study, again, this is assuming a fall start, but if you're starting in the winter, it's okay, we would adjust accordingly. And so you would take 3 courses every term to maintain your visa status and maintain full-time status. You take 3 courses per term, 9 credits each term. And then depending on whether you're doing co-op, that would extend out into the fall and winter of the following year. But again, I would work with you to plan out what makes the most sense for you. Does adding co-op make sense? When do you take certain classes and all of that? And we would work together to figure that out. And just a couple of quick highlights for student organizations. There are a lot of really great organizations here at Drexel. Some of the students who are here now, who have joined from this program before, are involved with the Graduate Student Association and the International Student Association. So it's really great ways to meet other students on campus and to get involved. And all of these organizations have events all throughout the year to bring students together so you can find common ground and make connections with other folks. Some recent co-op employers, this is broadly for all of electrical and computer engineering, so it's not just for machine learning engineering, but these are some recent co-op employers that have worked with our students. So you have the opportunity to complete a co-op, it's optional, but if you do, it's a great experience. And then even if you don't complete a co-op, you still have access to an advisor within our Career Development Center. So you can work with them throughout your time at Drexel to figure out how do you build a resume? How do you build experience to make yourself a really desirable candidate? And then you can continue working with them even after you graduate from Drexel. So you still have access to that advisor, even as an alum. And then again, these are where some of our alumni have gone. So this is not specific to machine learning engineering. This is broadly for everyone in our department. But the some of the biggest jobs by sector are in defense and aerospace, energy and hardware and software. So it's a really broad range of employers. It really depends on what you're looking for, what type of job you're looking for, what type of employer you're hoping to work with. And again, our Career Development Center is really great at helping you identify what are your goals and how do you accomplish those while you're here, and then also beyond Drexel. The application, there's a completed application form and your application fee are both required. For the program requirements, you would need to have a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering or sciences, or and this is just something that we really look for. If you've had prior experience in engineering and related fields, that's really important because it'll help set the foundations for what you're doing while you're here. We also look for students who have the equivalent of a 3.0 GPA or higher on a 4.0 scale. Of course, the higher the better, because it really shows us that you are ready for the academic challenges that you'll face while you're here at Drexel. And we need transcripts from all of the universities that you've attended, letters of recommendation, ideally from academic sources, so professors that have worked with you, or maybe an advisor that's worked with you for a few years, are really helpful to understand who you are in an academic context. A resume or a CV helps us understand what are some of the things that you've done beyond your transcript, what are the projects you've worked on, do you have work experience, and all of the things that you've been able to do. And we are GRE optional, so that's not a requirement. And you would need to submit a English language proficiency test, but only if the institution you attended for your previous degree was not in English. And then finally, the 500 to 750 word essay. The key thing here is just to help us understand you on a deeper level. It's really important that you write this. We want to hear from you in your own words. And we want to understand, what are some of the things that make you and your experience unique. If you faced any challenges that maybe show up on your transcript or show up on your resume, tell us about those challenges. What happened? How did you overcome that? And what are some of the things that you're hoping to accomplish while you're here at Drexel? Those things are really important. I'm hoping actually, I don't know if Sherry Kuki is able to talk a little bit more about the application process itself.
Oh, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So the application process, it's fairly straightforward, but these are the steps and some of the phrases you should look for. If you start an application, you would go through the on-campus program application link, and a window similar to what's showing here on the right side of the slide is what you would see. So we would collect basic information on you, things like your email address and your mailing address, and then you would move on to this slide where you would choose your program. So when you get there, you would look at the academic area of interest, engineering. You would then go to the program machine learning engineering, but it's very important that you would select the MS-direct pathway. That means you would be coded for your program, and then when your application is being reviewed, we would know that you came through this agreement. Once selected, you would then choose this SSN SACE as the university affiliation. You would choose fall if you were planning on starting in September. And full-time is the only option right now for any international students, so you would select that. And then you would also go on to select whether you would want to participate in the co-op or no co-op program. If you were interested in co-op, there would be a co-op option listed behind the degree. So it might be information that you don't need right now, but we just wanted to share this in case you were thinking about it. You should know that there are different program names and different ways that you would have to apply if you're coming in through this partnership agreement. I think that's it, Megan. Okay. I guess I can do this one for if you get started with your application and you have a question, the question can be about how to upload a PDF or questions about, can I have my English language proficiency exam waived? you would write to enroll@drexel.edu. They can help you with the very general questions. If you have questions that are specific to this program and you just want to know a little bit more about us, you can email me. My email's there, Sherry Levin, SDL56 @drexel.edu, and Cookie Ma, she's also here. So for general questions or questions about this program, you can email us directly. And I think that is it. Maybe we have a social media slide next. Yes, there you go. So if you want to learn more about us, we have we're on social media, so you can scan any of these QR codes and find some interesting stories or updates about our research and some of our students. You can find us by searching also, but we'll leave it here for a second so you can scan. And the last slide is just a thank you slide. So there you go. So we can answer questions, I think, after the other presenters go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thank you.
So with that, our presentation's finished. I think that we were gonna, Dr. Alba, we were gonna hold questions until the end. Is that correct?
So what we'll do is now maybe we'll take biomedical engineering also, and then take the questions right at the end, which could be directed to anyone. Is it okay with you?
Yes, that's fine. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm happy to continue. My name is, let me share my screen first. Andres Krita, I'm here with Dr. Balasubramanian, who is very instrumental in establishing the relationships between Drexel University and SSN SACE. I'm Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, and I want to give you a brief overview about our program. Thanks to my colleagues in engineering, I don't have to talk about some of the logistics, which are basically the same between these programs, so I can dive right in. But I just want to mention that for us, it's also very important to make clear that we are in a big town. We are in the midst of Philadelphia with our campus. And Philadelphia has a lot of health care and biotech related opportunities. It has several hospitals, it has medical schools, it has biotech startups, mid-sized and large companies. And it is known, this area, as Silicon Valley, not Silicon Valley, but Silicon Valley from the name Cell. And we're totally capitalizing on these opportunities that the region has and the region desires to educate our students. Our program is actually ranked #1 in the greater Philadelphia area for best master degree in biomedical engineering and number 14 nationwide, so very much on the top when it comes to the quality of our program. We also being ranked as the #3 most popular BME program in the US. So a lot of people would like to come to us. A lot of people know us, but often there are reasons that we can't accept all the students and so on and so forth. Our school is like the engineering, College of Engineering, ABIT accredited. So we're accredited organizations, which is very important. What is biomedical engineering? Well, it's a lot. And so I have just listed here some keywords. Biomedical engineering is often understood as kind of in these traditional areas of imaging, device development, equipment development, and maintenance devices, and so on and so forth. However, this field extends and develops, and we are pretty good in keeping up with these developments. For instance, we have pedagogic engineering. That's the only courses that are offered anywhere in the US in a biomedical engineering program. We added concentrations in immune engineering, in cell and gene therapy. These are very new areas that we think bioengineering can make a big contribution. So we are also developing new courses and labs, with respect to these kind of molecular-based engineering applications. Now, your MS degree coming here will most likely be biomedical engineering, but I just want to mention that we also have some other programs. We have programs for those who do not have an engineering background, but are interested in the areas that we do research and teach. For that, we have the biomedical science program. We also have an integrated program with business, and we also have a bioinformatics program run by us in collaboration with Scholarship of Engineering and CCI. What is coming soon, and we already start teaching those classes, is an MS in advanced therapeutics that includes cell and gene therapy and also immune engineering. Somebody is not muted. So the MS degree can be completed in typically 1.5 years. It takes 45 quarter credits, which is equivalent to 30 semester credits. And there's a lot of opportunities to specialize and to personalize your degree. Co-op was already mentioned. That's an option, but I think you should take it. You can choose from several concentration, and you can also add a graded minor. We have at Drexel over 40 graded minors, including global health, economics, creativity and innovation, and so on and so forth. Now, our program is built like this scheme here. So initially, you take some core classes when coming to us in advanced programming, modeling, and biosimulation, statistics, and ethics. And then you start specializing. And the areas that you can specialize in or declare concentration includes bioinformatics and biocomputation, neuroengineering and neuroscience, device development and imaging, biomechanics and human performance, and biomaterials and tissue engineering, which now goes along with immune engineering and cell and gene therapy. And then on top, you can also take a co-op of half a year. We already discussed the direct pathway program, which is not different for the MS degree in biomedical engineering, meaning that you can transfer 15 credits into our program. 30 credits remain. That reduces the time of your studies and also, is very cost effective. And along with these specialization areas, I want just to briefly give you an overview about the research activities and just show you some of the faculty working in these areas. So I want to start with that very traditional area of imaging and devices. We offer, next to this research, of course, courses in each of these areas, not just one course, but multiple courses, and I think that makes a big difference. So when it comes to imaging and devices, we entertain research in ultrasound for drug delivery, for wound healing. We're working on nanotechnologies, nanosensors, and also near-infrared technologies, for instance, for monitoring brain activities that goes together with brain-computer interfaces and neuroengineering, neuroscience. We work, several of our faculty work in biomechanics and human performance. We actually need to reinterpret what biomechanics and human performance is. We do, of course, the traditional area in a sophisticated way, and Dr. Balasubramanian is one of the key faculty here. He does do a lot of modeling. He does, experiments, crash tests, and so on and so forth. He can tell you a little bit more about what he's doing since he's here today. But it's kind of, this is the kind of more like the traditional understanding, but we extend that actually to so smaller scale. So we have people who work more on cellular biomechanics. And we recently hired faculty from MIT who's working on nanobiomechanics. And then on the other side, we go to the larger scales. And I want to exemplify that with a recent PhD student who was trained as a pilot for the Virgin Galactica program coming out of New Mexico. And he was studying biomechanics and human performance under zero gravity conditions. So for us, biomechanics is from nano to the traditional scales to space. So that is how we're seeing this era evolving. I already mentioned pediatric engineering, that we are working together closely with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which is actually the top-ranked US hospital in the US. Ahead of the Children's Hospital is Boston, which is very well known. So we'll have several collaborations. We have even joint faculty, and Amy Throckmorton is one of the faculty entertaining this collaboration, along with other things which are relevant for children's health, including neuroengineering, here represented by Jung Zong. Neuroengineering and neuroscience is in another area where we have multiple faculty. And also this area is pretty diverse. It reaches from doing experiments with model organisms like fruit flies and analyzing the responses of fruit flies to the threats. Katie von Rijn is a faculty here who does a lot of work, including genetic engineering. Hassan Ayas is very well known in the field of neuroengineering and neuroscience. A lot of new developments come out of this field. For instance, neuroergonomics is becoming a big field, and we are a major player locally. This group, neuroimaging, human-computer interface, is a very large group with multiple faculties. There's a lot of opportunities to work with them. Dr. Itzutoglu is one of the faculty working on signal analysis, along with Halul Liang, who also is working on more theoretical neurosignal analysis. Finally, bioinformatics and systems biology, very important, when it comes to modeling and simulation, from physiological mechanisms down to protein-protein interactions, gene regulation, metabolic regulation. So we have Dr. Zachan and Dr. Bandavat, but we also have faculty who develop new technologies, for instance, for DNA sequencing based on microfluidic devices to speed up the gene sequencing. And Dr. Ming Zhao is one of the faculty who is really an expert on these kind of technologies. Advanced therapeutics, cell and gene therapy, as already mentioned, this is a development that comes out of biomaterials and tissue engineering. And we now have 3 faculty who work in this field. There's a lot of collaborations with other colleges as well, including the College of Engineering. We have Dr. Cara Spiller, who is a well-known expert in immune engineering. She runs an annual conference that is open to everybody to sign up, and that draws a huge audience with top speakers from the world. We just hired Sha Yong from UCSF. He is one of the experts combining immune engineering with biomaterials and nanomaterials and drug delivery. And that is also the role of Christopher Rodell and his expertise in this particular field. We do a lot of translational research. We actually have a funding mechanism through an endowment, the Coulter Endowment. Coulter was inventor of the flow cytometer. And so this endowment helps our faculty to develop new products or bring products to market. And Mihir Shah is one of the prime examples of people being very successful in developing solutions that can be used worldwide. He's actually was using basic research done on nano sensors to develop a device for breast exam that is particularly used in underdeveloped countries. And he is very well known. He was very successful. He now has a very large company that is also, his products are being licensed by General Electric. So the outlook for biomedical engineers is really great. We see that the growth in this field is much stronger than in other areas. That has several reasons. One reason is that baby boomers get now into older ages and they have all kind of issues that we need to deal with. But there's also these new innovative sectors like cell and gene therapy, which actually contribute to this growth. And as was said before, I think by Rogelio, if you specialize in this field and if you educate yourself in any of these areas, your income numbers actually also increases that you have in the beginning. So you are in a good position if you invest into your education. We already mentioned Co-op as one of the professional development initiatives that we have at Drexel. It's very much ingrained in our undergraduate and graduate education now through Co-op, which is center with many people who help you along. They also will deliver the Co-op 500 class that prepares you to apply properly for jobs. And there's also a repository for current jobs that you can apply to and use in order to find your Co-op position. And it is not so unusual that companies, once you do the Co-op, say, well, we would really like to have you, consider us once you finish your education, we want to have you back. And it's really, if you apply somewhere, you suddenly have people that you know from work, that can provide references. And companies are typically more willing to take somebody up who has a work experience, job experience, and not only academic experience. So in order to help you along, we offer very dedicated classes. We have classes on entrepreneurship. We just started a new series on careers in pharma industry, where we have a lot of pharma people coming to us and explaining, what are the requirements in pharma now? What is the expectations? What are the career opportunities? And as I said, we also have culture foundation support there. And we have over 600 alumni in our LinkedIn network. So this is a rich resource. Where our students go, well, 70% go in industry, 25% of our master's students go on in PhD programs, and 5% go to med school. So the area highlights and the job perspectives are really good. And that is what you should capitalize on when you come here. And we fully align with that. So we have medical schools, we have hospitals, we have pharma and biotech companies, we have the science center and startups, and we have the culture endowment. And I'm just showing here a couple of companies who are taking our Co-op students. Now, I think it was again Rogelio who mentioned that this collaboration with pharma is really very strong. And it is maybe for that reason no surprise that one of the leading companies in cell and gene therapy, Spark Therapeutics, is now building on our campus a new research facility. It's almost finished. So when you come in the fall, it's already there. And we already have an exchange of students with Spark, both master and PhD students. So there's really now also opportunities directly on campus, kind of to work and research and so on and so forth. So just to summarize some of the highlights of our program, first of all, we have a spectrum of specializations and opportunities to personalize your education. We have multiple concentrations, graduate minors, and of course, you would fall under this group of international programs. We have a lot of flexibility, so you can engage in research, thesis, non-thesis, you can do co-op, you can part-time if you're not an international student. As an international student, you have to enroll full-time. It is our location that we utilize, which is really key here too, in Silicon Valley. And of course, it's an added value. The education that you receive from us, from Drexel, is an added value. And our programs take care to prepare you properly for your careers. So having that said, I hope to see you in the fall of 2025. Thank you.
Much, sir. Thank you very much.
Dr. Albal, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You
I
can
just want
hear
to make
me.
a yes,
You
yes.
can
Can I
hear.
make a quick comment?
Yeah, please.
Yes, thank you. First of all, Dr. Albal and administrators and faculty from SSN SACE for inviting us. My name is Dr. Sriram Balasubramanian. I'm an associate professor in the School of Biomedical Engineering at Drexel. I'm also the faculty director for India partnerships for Drexel Global. So I help manage the direct pathway programs with SSN SACE and Drexel University. So I'd like to thank the Drexel faculty for introducing our programs as well. One additional detail I want to provide as it pertains to our MLE and BME MS direct pathway programs is upon graduation, all international students who have a master's degree in STEM are also eligible for up to 3 years of optional practical training in the US. So you are eligible to work in the US on an OPT after you graduate for up to 3 years. This is in addition to the 6 months of CPT or curricular practical training that you are also eligible for that is part of the co-op program will be under the CPT, and then the additional 3 years for OPT after you graduate. This is the time where you can take up a full-time position in a company and then also apply for a work visa, which is an H-1B. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, can we thank you very much for all the Drexel University deans and professors and very senior people. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. Now, I would like to know whether our professors and heads of department from SSN would like to say something, especially from biomedical engineering as well as computer science and engineering who are offering machine learning engineering. Yeah, Dr. Kavita madam, you can start.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting us. It was really a very, informative talk as always from the Drexel team. Everything was pretty much covered, and I was, really very happy to see the new inclusions about various research fields, and the faculty members who work in those research fields are also very clearly mentioned. I could see a lot of our own SSN alumni in the slides. I could see Ilakya. I could see many other faculty members who have visited SSN last year. So thanks a lot for that wonderful presentation, which pretty much summed up all the information that the aspiring students should know. And from the SSN side, Dr. Sharon, do we have a slide which tells about what we deal with in the first semester where our students join here?
Yes, ma'am.
So for everyone who are attending this particular webinar for the first time, as everyone was mentioning over here, the first semester happens at SSN SACE in the biomedical engineering department for BME program and in the computer science department for the MLE program. During the first semester, we offer them, 3 subjects, and the 3 subjects will be having 10 credits, which are 10 semester credits. There will be one mandatory maths subject, and then one, applied medical instrumentation subject, and then medical image processing subject. So with these 3 courses and an additional laboratory, which is a non-credited course, they take 10 credits, 10 semester credits, which will be converted to 15 quarter credits in Drexel, and that will be added up with the Drexel University credits, which is 30 quarter credits. And put together, the 45 credits will be fetching a degree from Drexel University. So that is what we offer at SSN. So for BME, we will be offering a maths course and 2 core biomedical engineering courses. And for MLE, there will be 1 maths course and 2 MLE core courses, MLE related core courses. So with those courses, we help them out with all the procedures, which include application, visa processing, and even educational loans for that matter. And it's been a very successful program for the past 2 years. And I should thank the Drexel team for supporting the first batch of students who recently completed. All the 8 students who have completed, they were into co-op. And I was recently informed by Mr. Saumik that he was also placed in the same company where he got into the co-op program. So that is pretty much amazing to know, and I should thank the Drexel team for supporting us and our students very much. So this particular program is not just a bi-national program, but it helps the students, as Professor Albal always says. It doesn't just give the flavor of 2 countries, but it supports people with a very good monetary leverage. So it's basically something that gives a good reduction in the overall tuition fee that is paid both in India and also in the US. And by the time you finish, you will be able to get a position where you will be earning so that you can even finish all your educational loans, which is something that is very supportive. And I would suggest all the students to consider this as a good opportunity, because we know how much you pay in all the other national master's degrees. So with that in idea, it's a very good and a very successful program. I would suggest the students to consider, because there's a good support hand in hand in both the countries for the students to complete their education, as well as get placed in companies that are suitable to their studies. So that is what I would like to say from my side, sir. If I have missed anything, I request Albal sir to please make a note. Thank you, sir.
So, madam, you gave a very good coverage, and it's good. We are looking forward for the students to join us in 25 July semester, so that you successfully complete the first semester in SSN and then go march towards Drexel University successfully with the credit transfer and with so many opportunities, which I don't want to repeat, but they were mentioned by the esteemed professors of Drexel University. So in short, I would like to say that the students who join this program, they get best of both the worlds. Okay, that's how I would sum up about this program. Now, would CSE HOD or professors, would you like to add anything? Okay. Okay, what about Drexel professors? Would you like to say anything as a concluding remark, please?
I'd just like to add, first of all, thank you, Dr. Kavita, for sharing those slides. It has been an excellent experience for all the students from SSN SACE who joined us last year, and they've had a wonderful experience getting co-ops, and they're also doing really well in their co-ops, and one of them has even been offered a full-time job. So the students are really well prepared when they come from SSN SACE. So we are absolutely certain that your experience at Drexel will be very fruitful and prepare you well for your careers ahead. So please let us know if you have any questions about how the program is structured, how you can apply for it, and the timeline for it. So if you're interested in applying for this program, you should start thinking about it right now and apply as soon as you can within the next month or so. So we can review your applications in both institutions. You should apply to both SSN SACE and to Drexel. So your applications are reviewed by both institutions. You will be admitted by both institutions before you can start your program at SSN SACE in July. Once you start your program at SSN SACE, we will also assist you with the paperwork that's needed for the visa application. which you will do during the first term in India. You will get your visa. You'll also be helped with housing in the US before you come to Philadelphia. So if you have any questions about the timeline, the programmatic details, kindly let us know now. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much. Okay, now would the students like to, the participant students, would you like to ask any questions? Or what I suggest as an alternative, I think Drexel professors, they have to go for they have just started the day in the institute, so they might be busy. And so also the professors from SSN. So what I would like to suggest the student participants is, see, I'll be sending mail to all of you. So you can send your queries, which I'll forward to the respective concerned professors. Is that okay? Yeah. So with this, I would like to once again thank all the professors, deans, and all the esteemed people from Drexel University for making such an excellent presentation, which will, I'm sure it will motivate anyone to join the program of, collaborative program. And I would also like to thank all the professors from SSN SACE, okay, who have contributed toward the success of this program. And two batches have successfully completed, and now we are looking forward to the third batch, which I hope would be much bigger in size and also in terms of academic performance. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Sriram. Thank you, Professor Andre.
Thank you, Dr. Albal.
Thank you
I'll be
all.
opening it up for questions for a few minutes.
If the students have any questions, you can please go ahead.
Yes, please. Yeah, we are here for a few minutes, so we can stay for another 15 minutes or so if there are any questions. We'll be happy to answer them.
So, Dr. Sriram, I think there are students from our other colleges also, not just SSN. So, if they have any questions, they will definitely come to us. And we are anyway, I think Dr. Sharanya is posting all the email IDs. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you please give away the information, and I think we can. SSN SACE is open for application. So interested students, please go ahead, and if you have any queries, do contact us.
And we'll forward those queries also to Drexel University.
Yes.
Wherever it's, maybe both professors from SSN as well as Drexel University can jointly answer those queries. And I'll send a mail tomorrow itself to all the students who have participated in the webinar. And of course, we have got the recording of the presentations and the conversation, which will be available at certain link, which also I'll share with all the participants. Thank you.
Sure, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good day, all of you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very
so
much. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you.
For Drexel people, have a nice day. And for SSN, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll end the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.